West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, a live edition of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. We've tried to go live after every match of this Nepal series. Thankfully, that series is over. And within, what's Tuesday today, within 48 hours, West Indies begin another series, a test series against India. But today we have some positives to talk about. West Indies defeating Nepal comprehensively by 10 wickets to make sure that we leave the T20 series. What was it called again? I don't know what they called it. But we leave the T20 series. We've left with something, a 2-1 defeat. And here's the thing. Not to toot or blow my own trumpet, but immediately to toot or blow my own trumpet. I did a video. When was it? Was it last week? I did a video last week where I said in the video, it was 5 things. It was called, if you haven't watched it, after this episode, go back and watch the video that I did called 5 Things That We Need to See in the Nepal series. And the 5 things I said were, number 1, I want to see us win 1 game. And I stated in the video we were going to lose the series. Nepal were clear favourites, but I wanted to see us win at least 1 game before the series was over. I said that I wanted Naveen Badesi to show why the team took him or why he was picked to go and play Nepal, because he offers a potential consistency of leg spin bowling that nobody else really can offer in the region right now. The third thing, I said I wanted to see a shootout between Obed McCoy and Ramon Simmons and one of them to show me something. The fourth thing, I said I wanted a batter who was yet to perform on the world stage to show us something, just show us something that we could invest in. And 5, I said some of the young players to show us what the future might hold. I'm about to just blow my own trumpet here. You have a bunch of global cricket media. You have a bunch of domestic cricket media who couldn't see any of that stuff coming, who didn't write about any of that stuff coming, who couldn't understand that West Indies were definitely going to lose this series. Then you have Caribbean Cricket Podcast, who correctly pointed out before the series started that we were going to lose, that Nepal were clear favourites, and the best we could hope for was 1 win. You have us, who speak truth, and then you have others who are shocked when things happen. Of those 5 things that I expected to see, every single one of those 5 things happened. If you don't follow or subscribe to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, you're not serious about West Indies cricket. You don't fully understand what's going on in West Indies cricket. We do. How many people did you read before this series or watch before this series tell you bluntly West Indies will lose this? The best we can hope for is 1 win. How many people said that? And that's why I got so frustrated when I was seeing people who should know better going, this is a shock. Nepal have defeated a full member. No, it's not a shock. No, it's not a shock. Look at this fool now, Z. Mash, I'm not criticizing, but you always speak down bad on the team. No, Z, stop it. Stop it. I don't speak down bad on the team. I am realistic about the team. We've entered a series of fandom in the 21st century where people think you can only speak positive or you can only speak negative. And you forget the nuance of, no, some people just talk the actual reality of where West Indies cricket is at. Have I or have I not been saying on this platform for the longest while, we are at rock bottom? And that's but here's the thing, that's no criticism of the players. It is what it is. It is what it is. Listen, if you're watching this live right now, or if you're watching this on the replay, let me, please, I am begging you, going forward, people, I am begging you, every single West Indies team that plays, expect them to lose, and any win we get, take that as a massive bonus. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Look at the Z. I say this respectfully to you. I'm going to try and say this respectfully to you. Every time you come on this platform and comment, you get things woefully wrong. So Z says, you're telling me you didn't expect us to beat Nepal. Did you not watch my video? This is how I know that. See, this is what I'm saying, man. I'm going to cuss in today's episode. This is what I'm saying. Did you not see me tell you what was going to happen? Did you not see me clearly tell people the best we can hope for is one win? Did you not see me tell you? Come on. I know people. Here's the thing. Please do not confuse the way I speak about West Indies cricket with my knowledge of West Indies cricket. Sometimes people confuse I'm very forthright. I won't lie. I'm very forthright. I'm very blunt, and I keep things straight to the point. The thing with me is it's always going to be real. I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna mince my words. I'm going to call it exactly as it is. And if you take upset to that, that's your problem. That's not my problem. That is your problem. If players watch some of the stuff that I say and they take upset to it, that's their problem. That's not my problem. This platform exists to speak the truth about West Indies cricket. This platform exists to speak to the key stakeholders in West Indies cricket and answer questions that matter. This platform exists to ask the questions and try and answer those questions to the best of our ability. This platform exists to call out BS. This platform exists to point out to people where West Indies cricket is at. That's what that's where this exists. Or this is the purpose of this platform. We are never ever going to be a platform that makes you feel better about things because you're down bad. West Indies in game 1 and game 2 were shit. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Even in spite of the fact, and I will provide some nuance later on down in the episode, but even in spite of the fact that there were players on T20 international debut, it was subpar. In fact, actually, let me refresh that statement. In game 1, they were poor. In game 2, they were dog shit. In game 3, they performed to their capabilities when everyone's locked in. But none of it was a surprise to me. Am I happy that they won the last game? 100%. I don't want to watch West Indies and feel permanently down bad. So 100%. Like, was I happy with the comprehensive victory? 1,000%. 1,000. But that doesn't mean that I can't say that game 1 and game 2 was down cataclysmic. But I do want to. Here's where I will defend the team now. Here's where we'll defend the team slightly, because I don't think I've got the still with me. But let's be real, people. Let's be real, because I think we have to have a genuine conversation here. The Nepal. So I should point out, by the way, somebody from Nepal messaged me and said you're saying Nepal wrong. I think I've been saying it Nepal, and they're like, say it as Nepal, whichever one. But I'm going to try saying Nepal. Apologies if I keep saying Nepal, because I think that's probably that's just what sounds easier to me. But it's Nepal, I believe. Anyways, let's just look at the basic. Let's break this down into the basic fundamentals, people. The Nepalese team play together all the time, right? All the time. Listen carefully, because I know there's a couple dunces like Z listening who don't actually listen. And actually, not just Z, there's a couple dunces who listen to CCP episodes. You know who you are, who always comment, and just you comment as if you can't understand English. So what I'm going to do over the next 5 minutes is I'm going to speak really slowly. And this is for the dunces out the left, the dunces out the back, the dunces at the right-hand side, and the dunces sitting right in front of me. I'm going to speak really slowly for you lot so you can understand what I'm saying here. Okay? Please take this in, right? The Nepalese team has played together for years. The Nepalese team know each other's game inside out. The Nepalese team are no scrubs, right? We done saw them in the last World Cup. Was it the World Cup in our homeland, in our back garden? They nearly beat South Africa. Was it not South Africa? Correct me in the comments if I've got it wrong. They nearly beat South Africa in the last World Cup. They're no scrubs, right? But more importantly than them being no scrubs, they actually are a unit that plays together. They've also got a world-class coach in Stuart Law. That's one. Take that. Some of you, because some of you are slow, write the points down as I'm explaining it, right? So take that and put that to one side. West Indies selected, because obviously we got the Test series versus India, so lots of the T20 guys are in that Test series. Roston Chase, Shea Hope, Jaden Seals would have been selected if he wasn't. Jaden Seals would have been selected if he wasn't in the Test series. Obviously, Alzari was initially selected. Shamar Joseph was initially selected. Obviously, they've got injuries now. Ali Cathanase is another T20 player who could be in that squad, etc. So there's a bare man, Brandon King. So bare man are in that Test squad who would have been picked otherwise. The rest of them, man, Romario Shepherd was rested. Shafane Rutherford was rested. Robin Powell wants to nurse his injury. Shimron Hetmeyer declined selection. So there's a next set of bare man who just weren't selected or declined selection, resting, whatever. That's the second point. So essentially, all of our first team squad, bar Akil Hussain and Jason Holder, were not selected. That's the second point. Evan Lewis, forgot about Evan Lewis, right? So that's the second point. Right, make sure you're writing this down, people. Here's a quick summary, TLDR, for those who didn't understand. First point, Nepal's team have played together for years, know each other's game inside out. They are no scrubs. Second point, West Indies only selected 2 members of what is likely to be our final World Cup squad for next year's World Cup. Third point now, we selected a bunch of players who have barely played any international T20 games and have not played as this unit of players before. In essence, we selected a random bunch of players who just so happen to be the best of the rest from CPL. When you have those 3 points and you put them together, mush them all together, why would you expect West Indies to win? And why were media treating this iteration of the West Indies team as if they should win? And this is why I'm upset with how people approached it, because what they were effectively doing was looking at the name West Indies and going, Nepal have beaten West Indies, and refusing to look at the team and go, yeah, but them man are shit. Them man ain't experienced. In fact, they're less experienced than the Nepalese team in this format of cricket. So why were we expecting the West Indies to win? That's me saying that should not have been a shock to anyone. When I was saying we're going to lose, basic analysis would have told you we're going to lose. And we had bare intelligent man and people even in these comments going, we should have beaten Nepal. Based on what? This is why my blood pressure's high. You lot get me heated. Based on what? Some of these men that were selected don't even get into a CPL side. Judea Blades, listen carefully. Judea Blades played 2 matches in CPL for Amazon Warriors, then they dashed him out. 2 matches. 2 Dega BC matches. and they dashed him out the side. And he's supposed to be one of our frontline bowlers in international cricket. I'm going to fling something across the room right now. Zishan Matara, 18-year-old youth man, don't even know his game yet. Shouldn't be anywhere, with respect to Zishan, with total respect to Zishan, because Zishan is talented, right? But let's be real, people. Zishan, can I be real? Can I be real? Zishan Matara doesn't get into Nepal's team, so what the flip is he doing in ours? Let me say that again for the dunces sitting in front of me, those at the left, those at the right, and the dunces out the back. Zishan Matara would not get into Nepal's team. So what the flip is he doing in our team? I'm going to fling something across this room right now. Fam, do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you understand? Fam, bare of these men that just been out in Sharjah wouldn't get into Nepal's team, and you then want to say, oh, what a shock, Nepal beat West Indies. I will fling this bottle of water. I will fling it, you know. I will fling the bottle of water. Anyways, we won by 10 wickets. West Indies are back. We won by 10 wickets. West Indies are back. Let's look at the positives, because there are positives. Because it's easy to do like what's the Arsenal TV guy? Troops. It's easy to do the troops thing and just start cussing and getting on and so on and so forth. It's easy to do that. Let's look at the positives, right? Ramon Simmons took a fourfer in his second game. Obed McCoy, bro, just go sit down, innit? Just go sit down, because you're supposed to be looking at a youth man like Ramon Simmons and saying, how is this little youth man out bowling me and making me look stiff? Why for that? So Ramon Simmons, that's a big positive. He showed me something. Yeah, we need a left arm seamer. So in the pecking order of left arm seamers, it's Obed McCoy last, probably Jadea. I think Ramon Simmons is better than Jadea Blades, but I think it's probably Jadea, to give him his due, was good in the 2 games he played. So Jadea Blades 1, Ramon Simmons 2, Obed, go sit down. That's if Sammy is if Sammy and the selection crew are determined to take a left arm seamer to the World Cup in 5 months, that's the order right now. If it's up to me, none of them go to the World Cup. But if they want left arm angle and they want to invest in a left armer, even in so much as a World Cup squad, Jadea's probably winning. Ramon is second. Obed, go sit down. Right? That's how that goes. So positive performances from Youthman Jadea and Youthman Ramon. Yeah. Navin Badesi didn't really get a bold today's game. I think he only bowled 1 over. The second game was just all right, and the first game he was good, right? Navin Badesi has already shown me enough for me to say we can continue to invest in him. Does that mean that we go to the World Cup with Navin Badesi as a leg spinner? I'm not so certain about that, because remember, people, I only think there's 1 World Cup place available. And that's the next point I need to go on to. Remind me in the comments, I need to go back to that point. If you're making a 15-man World Cup squad now, I think there is only 1 spot available, right? And I haven't worked out what that spot is. Is Sammy looking at that spot for a leg spinner? Is he looking at that spot for a left arm seamer? Is he looking at it for a batter, an all-rounder? I don't know, right? A power play bowler? I don't know, but I think there's only 1 spot available. But Navin Badesi showed me enough for me to say that he should go to Bangladesh. So when we next play T20s, which I think is the 3 T20s against Bangladesh, I think Badesi should be there. I think Blades and or Simmons should probably be there as well. So good. Badesi showed me something. Akeem Orgeese only really came off in the last match. But do you know what I liked about Akeem? He took what we saw in CPL with St. Lucia Kings, and he showed us that he's got something in his locker. He didn't leave with the big statement innings. I mean, 41 from 28, which is what he hit in today's game, was good. But he didn't leave with what I call a big statement knock. But he left. He made me feel something. And I'm looking at Akeem O'Geese and I'm thinking, you've got something. Again, not enough for me to ever be considering anything about come to the World Cup or anything like that. But there's something there with Akeem O'Geese. Akeem O'Geese, let me tell you this from now. Akeem O'Geese is going to play Test cricket for the West Indies. In fact, Akeem O'Geese, mark this down now. If there's somebody in a betting company that's willing to take this bet, go put the money down now. Akeem O'Geese will play all formats for the West Indies within 2 years. Yeah. Akeem O'Geese will play all formats for the West Indies within 2 years, I reckon. How old is he now? Is he 21 or is he 22? Is he 21 or is he 22? Let me look up Akeem. I can't remember how old Akeem is. Sorry, people. Someone's probably put in the chat by now. He's 22. Yeah, 2 years. I see Akeem playing within 2 years. So we saw something with Akeem. He's got something there. What else? So Naveen Badesi, Akeem O'Geese, Jadea Blades, Ramon Simmons. They showed us something. I still don't think Amir Jangu is an opener, but we have to respect and we have to rate the innings today. 71 from 43 balls. I don't think he's a natural opener, but we have to respect it. And all Amir can do, and go watch his episode on our channel, by the way, Caught Behind the Mic with Yannick Leonard and Yannick's interview with Amir Jangu. How timely is that? We dropped that interview and then Amir hits the 70-odd from 43. Go watch that episode if you haven't already done so. But Caribbean Cricket Network people. But all Amir can do is, players like Amir, all you can do is when you get your chance, just take it. So we can quibble and we can discuss and we can disagree. We can agree about whether Amir Jangu is an opener or not. But what we can all agree on is he took his opportunity. And he has made sure that the next time there is a conversation about selecting people, Amir Jangu is in the conversation. Alhamdulillah, he's in the conversation. So big up Amir. Who else? Who else do we need to mention? Obviously, Akil and Jason Holder did their jobs, but then they are experienced international pros. Akil and Jason Holder did what international pros should do, which is be like, I'm actually above this level. So I'm going to show you, man, that I am used to playing this level and I'm not going to panic at this level. And before anyone says to me, but with the bat, this or like, they did their job with the ball. They were consistent because they play at a level where they know how to be consistent. So we saw different levels to how the thing goes. Okay. So there are definitely, it's not a pure cuss down thing. There are definitely some positives to take away from this. The biggest negative, actually, if we really want to look at it like this, but then maybe it's not a negative because maybe we shouldn't be looking at it like this. But the biggest negative is nobody in the senior men's side is under pressure. So this is where, and if there's any Nepalese in this right now, I'm about to big you lot up. So I don't want this to sound like, I'm just talking about, I mean, it is a Caribbean cricket podcast, right? But I just want to say big up Nepal. And big up all of their players and big up, as much as I can quibble about who was the stronger side to begin with, it does matter. And in the Nepal's win over us counts from an optics point of view. And it means that, because let's be honest, people, let's be honest. And the thing is, Santoki and I have been saying this for so long that I don't understand I don't understand why it's taken so long for West Indies fan base and West Indies media to catch up with what we're saying. So if there's anybody who's watching this or if anybody is clipping this, please understand what I'm about to say next. Please understand this. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, right? We are no better than Ireland, Zimbabwe, Scotland, Netherlands, Nepal, Throw in Namibia as well. You see those teams I just mentioned? Let me say them teams again. Ireland, Zimbabwe, Scotland, Netherlands, Nepal, Namibia. Please understand the words I'm about to say next, people. That is our level. The players we produce in the Caribbean, that is their level. That's their natural level. Every now and again, we will of course produce a star boy. So obviously, star boy Jaden Seals, he is actually above that level. We got about 6 men in the whole Caribbean that are above that level. Please take in what I'm trying to say to you. Our natural level across the whole Caribbean, if we weren't called West Indies, everybody in the region would accept this. Ireland, Zimbabwe, Scotland, Netherlands, Namibia, Nepal. That is our natural level across the region. Who won Vex? Take Vex. But I'm not asking any of you anything. I'm telling you that is our natural level. USA are below our level. They're shit. I'm not including USA. Them men are actually below our level, right? I'm not including USA. We're better than them, right? But there are about 6 to 7 men in the region who are actually above that level I just described to you. So Starboy, Jaden Seals, is actually top tier international level. He is a genuine top tier international player. Shamar Joseph came out of back of bush. He is a genuine top level cricketer. Whatever people want to believe about and say about what he's done and this, that, and we can have that discussion one day if things ever could, etc., legalities, etc. But his performance at the international stage is above that level I've described. Shea Hope's performance is above that level I've described. Kimar Roach, up until we retired him, was above that level I've described. Jason Holder is above that level I've described. Akil Hussain is above that level I've described. But that's basically it. Everybody else is at that level that I've described. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. And the sooner everybody in the Caribbean and people who cosplay as West Indies fans, the sooner you accept that is the sooner we can move forward. And the reason why I know people haven't accepted it is because people have just looked at us losing 2-1 to Nepal, and said, oh, that's a huge embarrassment. But that's our level. That's actually our level. So how can it be an embarrassment when that's our level? That's like when if West Ham lost to Nottingham Forest away, let me think of a better example. If West Ham lost to Crystal Palace away, you'd go, yeah, well, that makes sense. You'd say, well, they're roughly around the same, but Palace are slightly better than them. And you just accept it, right? You wouldn't be like, that's a disgrace. West Ham have lost to Crystal Palace. Well, this is the level. This is the level. You didn't see in the summer the T20 side, and this is the proper T20 side. They took about 17 L's in the summer. Like, are you lot deep in this? Are you deep in it? So can we all just accept where we're at? Like, accept it. Free your mind, free your soul. Let it go. Accept it. Accept it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Just breathe and accept it. Charlie X says we're definitely a top-heavy squad. How raunchy. It's a very raunchy statement from Charlie. Top-heavy, yes. Right, so this is the this is the 14-man squad. These are the players that I think are going to the World Cup and are under no pressure whatsoever. Tell if you disagree with me. Jay says, "Did you see the contracted players?" Yep, Santoki and I are doing something on that tomorrow, so look out for that. These players, I think, are going to the World Cup, and they're under no pressure whatsoever to lose their spot. Shay Hope, if you think at any point I've said something wrong, please get in the comments. Shay Hope, Evan Lewis. Oh, this is all assuming there's no injuries. Shay Hope, Evan Lewis. I'm writing it down as I talk. Brandon King. These players are under no pressure whatsoever. Jason Holder, Akil Hussain. The first time you hear a name that you think isn't going to the World Cup, please let me know. So far, Shay Hope, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Jason Holder, Akil Hussain, Shafane Rutherford, Shimron Hetmeyer, Alzari Joseph, Gudakesh Moti, Roston Chase. That's already 10 names, by the way. The World Cup squad is 15 players. Roston Chase, Jaden Seals, he shouldn't be there, but he will be. Romario Shepherd. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 12 names. Mario Shepherd. Who else am I missing? 2, 4, 6, 8. Gudakesh Moti, Alzari Joseph, Roston Chase, Jaden Seals, Shamar Joseph. 13 names. Right. I think so. There's 2 spots. I said there was one. I think there's one. There's one more name that I'm going to call in a minute. Yeah, there's one more name that I'm going to call in a minute. But I think, remember, so a World Cup squad, listen, a World Cup squad has 15 names in it. Oh, Rovman Powell, that's the 14th name. Right. So I've just named 14 players, right? This is why I'm saying to you lot, I think there is only one spot available in the World Cup squad. So for those of you who've maybe only just logged on now, big up everybody who's in the live right now. Nobody does a show like this. There's people who pretend to do a show like this, but they don't do a show like this. Here's the 14 names. Shay Hope, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Jason Holder, Akil Hussain, Shafane Rutherford, Shimron Hetmeyer, Alzari Joseph, Gudakesh Moti, Roston Chase, Jaden Seals, Romario Shepherd, Shamar Joseph, Rovman Powell. That is 14 names. That leaves one spot for the World Cup. And this is before I even mention Johnson Charles to Sharjah. There is only one spot left in the World Cup. And Dhruv is correct. I presume this is the one and only Dhruv. Dhruv's correct. I think Johnson Charles probably goes because he would be the backup keeper. So I actually had Johnson Charles written down, but I didn't say his name because I didn't want to antagonize anyone. But I've actually got him written down. So I actually think there is no spots left in the World Cup squad. And the reason why I've just told you lot this is because look at this. Xavier99 says, I don't think Seals would make the T20 team. Didn't you just watch CPL and see Seals was probably one of the best seamers in CPL. If Seals can't make the T20 team, then let's just pack this all up right now. Right? Let's pack this all up right now. Of course, Starboy can make the T20 team. In fact, Starboy should be making a T20 team before we even consider Shamar Joseph. If we're going to be real about it. Come on, man. You think we can leave Star... Oh, fam. So the point is, now linking back to the Nepal series and today's win notwithstanding, the only negative of this series is I personally don't think I saw anyone that could jump into the World Cup squad. I didn't see a strength of assuming there's no injuries. Assuming there's no injuries, right? I don't think I saw anyone in this squad where I'd go, yeah, they can jump into the World Cup squad instead of this person. And this is why I said on the live show, I think it was yesterday with Santoki, I said, Hetmeyer like I've obviously, I think if you've been watching recent shows that I've done, I've given up on Hetmeyer, right? But two things can be right at the same time. I can give up on Shimron Hetmeyer, but also accept that Shimron Hetmeyer is a certainty for the World Cup because there's no one putting any pressure on someone like Shimron Hetmeyer. This is why I actually think, believe it or not, people, and this is something that we don't talk about enough in West Indies cricket. One of the reasons why these players aren't consistent, and one of the reasons why these players don't perform often enough, is because none of them are under pressure, really and truly. Can I be real? Can I be real with you lot? Can I be real? Romario Shepherd should have been out of the West Indies side by now, but he's under no pressure. When you actually go and study Romario Shepherd, how often, if I said to you lot right now, think of innings where Romario Shepherd with the ball or bat has made a significant difference. I dare you to remember 3. I didn't even say 5. I dare you to remember 3. So someone like Romario Shepherd should be under pressure. But how can he be under pressure? There's no one to pressure him. And this is why sometimes I feel like these players can get away with just putting in that's why they can be 1 in 5 performers. They can effectively go subpar, 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 okay, subpar, good. Subpar, 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 okay, subpar, good. And they always have that 1 in 5 good performance, which makes you go, well, I guess that's why they're in the team. But the problem is there's no one taking their spot. There's no one to take their spot. We got bare men who aren't under pressure. That's really, if we're going to call it what it is, that's the big issue here. Forget losing 2-1 to Nepal. Forget that. The bigger issue is no one's putting these 15 men under pressure. These men are comfy on the mains. They're comfy. And that's why Shimron Hetmeyer can decline selection. Because if I'm Hetty, I know I can decline selection, not get picked, come the next squad, no one can take my spot anyway, because no one's good enough. So I'm going to just get my spot back. So why are people mentioning Quinton Sampson? Relax, man. You lot didn't even know who Quinton Sampson was till this year's CPL. Relax. Relax. Allow it. Allow it. About Quinton Sampson. Allow it, man. This is how I know we're in the short-termism TikTok generation. Calling for Quinton Sampson is basically the equivalent of the Ute Man generation just flicking and scrolling through TikTok. You're just scrolling through things and going, oh, I like that one. Love heart, scroll, 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 scroll. Love heart, scroll, 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 scroll. Naked body, love hearts, scroll, 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 scroll. That's all you lot are doing. You're treating West Indies cricket like TikTok. And just saying random man names and just saying, I'll put him in the squad. Allow me. Allow me. Should I just lock off this live, cuz? Might as well just lock this off. We've done a lot of shows this week. I've got so what's coming up? Let's talk about Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I've got another episode from Caught Behind the Mic to drop tomorrow. Need to download that and drop that. Santoki and I will be recording something tomorrow. On Caribbean Cricket News, I'm dropping an article on Akeem or Geese. Look out for that. Interviewing a couple people for that one, so look out for that article on Akeem or Geese. If you haven't subscribed to Caribbean Cricket News, I don't know what you're waiting for, because I know you ain't getting those type of articles anywhere else in the Caribbean or outside the Caribbean. So look out for that. What else is happening? There's some things going on behind the scenes with Caribbean Cricket Podcasts. I can't announce them yet, but hopefully some things will happen, some conversations, etc. So yeah, we got things going on. Become a patron. Oh, we just passed 14k. Sorry, I just remembered. So we just passed 14k on YouTube. So big up anybody who's been subscribing in the last few days. That's why on the ticker tape below you'll see that it says road to 15k. So time to try and get to that 15k. Big up those who subscribed on Twitter as well, or X. We're past 20k on X. The Insta channel is nearly touching 5k. TikTok is nearly touching 4k. So we're moving, we're all over the place. We've got a brand new website, www.caribbeancricketpodcast.com. I finally started to upload loads of episodes to our audio platform. So if you're somebody who prefers to listen to audio podcasts, they're all starting to drop. Like every 2 days I upload. So I'm clearing the backlog. So every 2 days I upload some of the classic episodes from the last year. So what did I upload today? Today's episode on Spotify and Apple, I uploaded the episode where Santoki and I spoke about why we should relegate West Indies to Tier 2. So some of the most classic episodes of the last year, I'm picking and choosing the best ones and just putting them and clearing the backlog on our audio platforms. Listen, Caribbean Cricket Podcast, Caribbean Cricket Network, we give you everything, We give you everything. No one works harder than us when it comes to covering West Indies cricket. So listen, big up. I think that's enough from me. Was 40 minutes. Big up everybody who's been following the CCB journey. Big up the West Indies for winning the game today. Big up Nepal for winning the series 2-1. Big up the Nepalese. They really want to get full member status. So big up them. Let them carry on their journey. Big up you lot for listening. On the way out, like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Become a patron if you can. To become a patron, just go to www.patreon.com/Carib Cricket. Any little bit helps and counts to keep the show on the road. I think I've said everything. In fact, there was a few comments. Let me try and go for a few comments and then let me lock this thing off. So this comment from Fireball. So Fireball says, I have a suggestion. Beg Puran to come back. Completely. When we do the Caribbean Cricket Podcast Awards of 2025, Puran's definitely going to be in that list somewhere, somehow. Of all the things that happened this year in West Indies cricket, Puran's retirement, somebody clip this and send this to Puran. I'm going to speak honestly from my heart, right? Someone clip this and send this to Nicholas Puran. All the players who are watching this on their burner accounts, clip this and send this to Nicholas Puran. All the West Indies administrators watching this on their burner account, clip this and send this to Nicholas Puran. And Nicholas, if you're just watching this live right now, listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Of all the things that happened in West Indies cricket this year, from the 27 all out to Nepal laying us down on the mains, to Australia dispatching us into the crevice, to the licks that we're about to get in India, to the 17 Ls in the summer, to all the places that I traveled in this year to see Ls in England, in Ireland, just all the Ls that I saw, of all the things that have happened in 2025, Nicholas Puran retiring was the thing that made me feel the worst this year on an emotional level. Because that for me was probably the moment of the year when I thought we are done out here. Not even 27 all out made me feel that. 27 all out was kind of funny. Nicholas Puran retiring wasn't funny. That made me feel a certain kind of way to see a player who is so gifted and not even touched 30 years old yet, just go bun West Indies cricket. That made me feel emotional. when one of the most talented, if not, let's assume Shea Hope's the most talented. So let's say Nicholas is the second most talented, right? Some would argue Nicholas is the most talented. When someone who is your second or first most talented batter in the region says, bun this before he's even touched 30, that sent me into an emotional space in West Indies cricket that haven't been sent to for the rest of this year. So someone send this to Nicholas Pooran and say, you know what, Nicholas, it's not too late. It's not too late. I beg you, come back. The thing is, you're not even the savior. Big up Jesus. It's not like I'm saying you're the savior, but I beg you, come back. Because we're in the trenches out here. Most of us are battling whether we should just give up on West Indies cricket like you. I beg you, come back. I beg you, come back, Nicholas. Please, allow it, innit? Because we're in the trenches out here. Like, just give us we're not even saying come back and be good. Just come back and give us a 1 in 3. Just a 1 in 3 innings. That's enough. That's enough, because that's better than the rest of these, man. I beg you, come back. I beg. I beg. Because we're in the trenches. We're in the trenches out here. We done just lost by 90 runs to Nepal. Please, I beg. I beg, Nicholas. Like, so what I'm saying, Nicholas, is this. There's 3 months left of 2025, right? Stack everything. Play every single T20 tournament in the world and stack all the Ps. Stack all the Ps. Then when we touch 2026, ring Darren Sammy and just say, you know what? I'll come back for the World Cup, innit? Because you replace every single batter in this West Indies lineup except Shea Hope. You're better than every one of them except you're better than Shea Hope as well. Yeah, you come back and you're the best batter in the team. It's not too late, Nicholas. I don't know who influenced you. I don't know which man influenced you, or if it was God, I'll allow it. If you heard from God and God said, you know what, Nicholas, retire from West Indies. It's not good for your soul. Then I'll allow you. But unless it was God that spoke to you, I beg you, come back. I beg. I beg. I'll be Machel St. Patrick here at one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Someone clip that and send that to Nicholas Pooran, because we're on our knees out here. We're in the trenches out here. West Indies cricket. Like, share, subscribe. Roll to 15K. All of that. Algorithm. Can't stop, won't stop. Nobody does it like us. I'll be Machel St. Patrick here at one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Peace!
West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.